Here we go. Where are they at?
It's like,
Right
no, what?
here. All right, here, and here.
How many we got?
Brady Bunch style. Here we go.
We've got it. What is going on, boys?
What's up, fellas? Thanks for having us on.
So you're welcome, dude.
How you doing?
Doing
We're
great.
good.
How
We're
about
good
you
on
guys?
this end.
Doing excellent, man. Just cranking it out, and excited to be here, and really happy, that you guys decided to have us on for sure.
So you guys are relatively a baby back, really. You've only been around a couple of years. I think 21 you formed.
Yeah, we've actually we formed with just a couple of the members originally in 21, but really we've only had a full complete lineup. I would say less than a year, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah. Well, so for those who don't know you, just go around each one of you. Des, we'll start with you. Just introduce yourselves and what you do in the band.
Yeah, so I'm Des. I guess I'm the wearer of many hats in the band. I put the band together ultimately. I do a lot of the songwriting, a lot of the producing, and everything like that is pretty much done in my home studio. And as far as the band goes, I'm the lead guitar player, when we go in a live setting as well.
Hatchet, what about you?
Yes, my name is Hatchet, and I have the glorious responsibility of laying down all the low end at the band. I joined the band in somewhere, I think it was around July, Des, right? Somewhere around there?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm. Russ, who does the clean vocals, him and I joined around the same time. And other than that, I'm known for just whipping my hair and stuff around on stage and putting on some performance.
I love it. Scotty, what about you?
What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm Scotty. I play drums in AMOV, and I'm one of the two founding members, along with Desi. Been in the band since late 2021, and just been doing whatever Desi says, and it's been going good so far.
I love it. And Brent, last but not least.
Hey, I'm Brent. I'm the heavy metal cowboy. I've been here pretty well since the beginning, just hanging out and playing guitar.
Nothing better than that.
Nice. I like it. No. So you guys have been dropping some singles. Like you say, you've had a full lineup. It's probably less than a year. You've been banging out some singles over the past year. Tell us a little bit about what your writing process is.
So,
like you were saying, like it's mainly done in your studio. So is it, how do you go about it? Do you come up with lyrics first? Do you, because every band's different.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, it generally starts with me in the studio. I'll pretty much write the musical portion of it. I'll kind of just track some things over to maybe like some MIDI drums, like an idea that I have as far as maybe a chorus or a verse riff or whatnot, and I'll kind of build it from there. I'll get it to a point where it's it's not necessarily a complete song, but what I will do is I'll show it to the guys and kind of get a little bit of their feedback and input on it as well. But at the end of the day, once I do have a complete song together, I'll bring in Alex and Russ, which are our two vocalists, and I'll bring them in, and we'll kind of like sit down as a 3-piece and kind of brainstorm lyrics and stuff like that, and get an idea for what this song makes us feel like, and then kind of track it. It's a lot of it's trial and error, like you guys were just talking about, like modern production. You're able to like kind of put something down, maybe tear it off and put something different down, and just kind of mix and match everything until it comes out to be exactly what you want at the end of the day. So that's really the process. It's really just going to start here with me. I'll come up with a riff and then I'll build the song from there, and then we'll do the vocals last.
I like it.
Yeah.
See, Kevin, did you want to say something? You're nodding your head there.
No, I'm listening, and like I said, so I'm listening. I'm also doing something behind the scenes because we are making that concert announcement, and Facebook is
we are.
So
we are.
I have to do something in order to get it timed out properly. I have to work behind the scenes while the show is going on to make sure when we announce it that I hit a button and everything goes right. So I'm listening.
He's
listening.
So I guess if I was going to ask any question, just like what we were talking about before you guys came on, what sets yourself different from everything else that's out there? What is, in your opinion, what makes you guys different than everything else that's out there?
I'll definitely say that ultimately our songwriting and stuff like that is, our roots are a lot different than what most are doing right now. I mean, I kind of agree on the path of most bands are starting to sound similar in that fashion. And I believe that a lot of that's due to the technological boom, and the things that you can use in the studio now. What really makes us different is ultimately we're still writing songs with live bass, live guitars, and all this stuff, and live vocals and stuff like that. I do use synthesizers and stuff like that as well, but it's too minimal just to taste ultimately. But at the end of the day, I think that we really write some true songs that are true to our roots. And, I mean, we've been able to kind of cut through, like you guys were mentioning as well, with the first two singles. And I think it's really just to the moon from here, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And I want to just kind of clarify, like, I'm not against anybody using any kind of MIDI drums or synthesizers or whatever, like whatever is a part of your creative process. And we've had tons of bands on here, now that they don't even live in the same states. Right. And so that's a beautiful thing to be able to create music with people that through the internet that are multiple states away. Like, that's a great thing. I'm not, shitting on that in any way. I just think that it has its gives and its takes, right? Its positives and its potential negatives. That's kind of where that conversation was going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm totally in agreement with that. Listen, I dig a lot of those bands that might fall into that category. I listen to them every single day, but I really feel like the approach that we take to songwriting, or the approach that we put into the song and everything like that. Like, I'm not afraid to still rip a guitar solo in a song. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of bands will shy away from that just because maybe that's not what's quote unquote in style right now. But, I'm not afraid to pull that off for sure, and make it super tasty and super catchy as well. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah,
right.
And it's good stuff they're putting out. But the first time I came across these guys was Pepper hit me up to do some work with Desi, which isn't released yet. But he sent me the single, and it was the first time I heard them, and I was just like, "Who is this? Who are you?
Right.
Why do I not know you?"
Right.
And then they dropped, I think that was Stone Cold. That was just before Stone Cold Killer dropped, wasn't it? And you dropped that, and now My Endless Nightmare. And their trajectory the past year, they've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles out, and they're doing well.
Yeah, 2 through Wake Up Music Rocks. Ultimately, we did do 3 prior to that. But again, it was prior to us having the full lineup. So, like, for instance, like the vocals on the first 3 songs, the clean vocals were me, where Alex was still doing the heavy stuff. And then it was just, like I said, trial and error. You got to find the right guys, got to find the right lineup. I believe that we have the right guys now, and I really look forward to what we're going to do next. But I think a big turning point for us was definitely once we signed with Pepper and Wake Up Music Rocks. It's just her reach is big. It's broad. You know what I mean? So we're able to kind of break the mold on stuff that I couldn't necessarily do myself. But Stone Cold Killer, I mean, for a heavy song, and that was a really heavy song for the most part, which didn't necessarily define our band and really show off what we're really about. But it was really a song that we wrote, and then ultimately that started fucking hitting the charts and crazy. And then ultimately after that, we just did My Endless Nightmare, and that one's taken off on YouTube. I think we got like 230,000 streams of it in 2 weeks already. So I mean, it's starting to happen. And I really owe a lot of it, and we owe a lot of it to Pepper and what she's doing for us.
Well, why don't we get into it?
All right, we can do that.
Lined up.
Let's get into it. Let's see it.
Let's play the video right now. So let's go old school. Jared, you want to say it?
Yeah, y'all can when it comes to the song, like, tell us everything or tell us nothing when it comes to lyrics and what the song's about.
So, well, I mean, I hate to keep doing all the talking here and make my guys sit there, but ultimately, the song, I came up with the initial opening riff and I kind of built it from there. I'll be honest with you, when I was in the studio kind of creating it, it took multiple sessions for me to like write it from start to finish. Right. So it's got a lot of moving parts to it. But ultimately, I had a couple different ideas, and I scratched those ideas, and I would add something different until it came out to what it is now. I did write all the lyrics for it, but again, now that I have Alex and Russ doing the singing for it, I'm writing towards their style and towards what they're good at and everything like that as well. So the song itself is essentially about being addicted to something, not being able to get away from it, and ends up becoming your endless nightmare. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, here it is. It's a moment of violence. My endless nightmare. Check it out. You're watching the sound. All right. Well, everybody give me a second to unmute everybody here. And that was My Endless Nightmare from A Moment of Violence. And I think I have everybody unmuted now.
Perfect.
All right.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
So I'll shut up for the rest of the interview, guys.
So I want to talk a little bit about what's coming up for you guys, because I saw some good friends of ours in the comments, and you've got some shows coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we have
And it's Exigent are in the house.
Yeah. What's up, Exigent?
So you got some shows coming up with those guys.
Yeah, the next show I believe is down in Propaganda in Lake Worth, Florida. That's on February 10th, and Exigent will be there as well. So we're excited for that one because that is a proper South Florida venue. It's a great place to go see bands. It has a wonderful built-in crowd that shows up on a regular basis to see the bands, and a very important venue when it comes to supporting the scene for this type of music. Absolutely. So we're definitely amped up for that show.
Yeah, that's going to be sick.
Yeah, I see a lot of commentary about that particular venue, especially with Exigent. So I'm excited for you guys to be able to pair up with them and have them supporting you in that venue. Have you ever played there before?
Yeah, several.
Yeah, we played there in December, and as this particular full lineup, we played there, and then I believe Desi, you guys played there previously back like a year or two ago, right?
Yeah, we've played there, I think, a handful of times, probably 4 or 5 times overall since we've been a band. And it's always a a good show. Like Hatchet said, it's a good crowd. They're kind of a built-in crowd. They come out there and they expect to see a good show. And the sound engineer is pretty good there overall. So it usually ends up being a good time for sure, 100%.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to be out on the road. Is there plans to get out of Florida, doing some tours,
coming north?
Always, I think, right, Desi? I mean, we're always aiming. Our saying in the band is to the moon. So definitely we would like to go above and beyond if that is.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
We tried. We tried the other day to get you guys up here. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
No, we'll make it happen though. We'll make it work on some dates or something in it and pull them up to a sound show for sure.
Yeah.
So you say to the moon. So where do you see A Moment of Violence being in 5 years' time?
Brent, take that one, buddy.
Madison Square Garden, baby.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the attitude to have.
Keep doing it.
I'll be there.
Where aren't you?
Great question.
Very true. Very true.
So trying to, get out there and getting as many, ears and eyeballs as possible. And at the end of the day, it speaks for itself essentially, So, I mean, you got to get out of Florida to go to the moon. So, as far as answering your question, we're definitely going to get out of Florida.
A lot of people have left Florida though and went straight to the moon. Just a little FYI there.
Right, definitely. So,
But I will tell you 2 bands that their first shows out of Florida were Biloxi.
Yeah.
One was Nonpoint. The other one was Creed.
Wow. Awesome.
So
Yeah, it's funny actually. I had done an interview with a magazine for A Moment of Violence, and I think they were based out of the UK. And I had made the point that Florida as a state has a surprisingly amazing legacy when it comes to just bands in general, but certainly quite a few metal bands from over the years have originated in Florida. Death, Camelot started in Florida. Back Sabotage was from Florida. I mean, Nonpoint. There's quite a few bands that have gone to great heights in the industry, and obviously, bands like Skynyrd too back in the day. So,
Absolutely.
Yes,
It's
there
the
you
melting
go.
pot of all the talent down here.
definitely. So,
Go ahead.
but one last question from me, and it's the question I always ask because it's the one I'm most interested in. When can I get new music from A Moment of Violence?
So the one that you were talking about before that I let you listen to had a schedule. Was originally scheduled to be the first one, but we kind of like moved some stuff around a little bit and did Stone Cold Killer. But anyway, Shots Fired. That one's going to be coming out. Probably, we just released My Endless Nightmare, so I'd give it a few months. But ultimately, that's going to be a kick-ass killer song, man. And I think
it is. Like,
yeah,
I want to add it tomorrow.
So that one's going to go, in my opinion. So,
All right. If somebody was looking for A Moment of Violence, where would they find you most active at?
go ahead, Scotty.
I believe on Instagram we're at @amob_official. If you're to find us on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music, etc., it's just A Moment of Violence, and all of our singles should be on there. The ones with Wake Up Music Rocks, and as well as the ones that we recorded for ourselves before then.
Yeah, so I mean, ultimately, I would say our most active spot is certainly Facebook, Instagram, for sure. But we try to be everywhere we possibly can. Like I was talking to Matt the other day, and he's like, "Oh, you guys on Twitter?" I'm like, "No, not yet." He's like, "Get on Twitter." So we're on Twitter, and Brent's working the shit out of that account. So we're trying to build in every possible that we can.
So do each one of you work a different account?
Well, I mean, for a majority of the accounts, I'm the sole one that's working the accounts, but I do try to delegate as much as possible because I do have to wear a lot of different hats as far as producing and promotion and all that other good stuff as well. So Brent was, kind enough to take that over. I think Scotty had mentioned he might be looking to work the Instagram account at some point soon as well. So
Nice.
Like it.
Oh,
Well, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. We enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it.
No, we appreciate you guys, man, and everything you guys do. I believe it's your birthday today, Kevin, right? Is that correct?
No, my birthday's in a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
well,
it's close though. You're close. You're close.
Don't get me to the 50 that quick.
Push him
Yeah,
over the
man.
edge, baby.
all right. Well, a happy early birthday then.
Thank
But
you. Thank you very much.
We
I
appreciate
There you
appreciate
go.
that.
you, and we look forward to putting out more music and getting you guys to possibly play that as well. So thank you.
Heck yeah. Just let us know.
Thank y'all for your time.
Thanks for your time,
Thank you
guys.
so much, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, fellas.
Have a good night. Thank you.